What would you do if your parents gave away your gift and told you you don't deserve anything? Well, let's begin our story. Maya had always known what it felt like to be invisible. Even as a little girl, I was just there, breathing the same air as everyone else, but somehow not part of their world. Her younger sister, Alana, was the golden child, the one who could do no wrong. Every smile she gave, every achievement she earned, was met with applause from their parents. Maya, on the other hand, learned early that quiet excellence was rarely noticed. Why does she get everything? Maya often wondered, hugging her worn-out school books a little tighter, pretending not to care. She was 12 the first time she brought home an A+ in mathematics, and while her parents nodded briefly, it was Alana's report of perfect attendance and most improved in art that earned the celebration. It wasn't fair, but Maya learned to swallow her disappointment and push forward. High school was no different. Maya worked harder than anyone else she knew. She balanced multiple part-time jobs, tutoring younger kids, working weekends at the grocery store, delivering newspapers before school, just to save money for college. She dreamed of graphic design schools, of seeing her name on posters, websites, and billboards someday. If no one else believes in me, I'll have to be my own cheerleader. Alana, of course, continued to excel in the spotlight. Their parents' words reinforced the divide. Alana makes us proud. You need to try harder, Maya. Every comment felt like salt in an already open wound, but she buried the resentment and doubled down on her work. Her 18th birthday arrived with cautious hope. She told herself she deserved to be celebrated, maybe even acknowledged for her perseverance. She had been dreaming for months of a laptop, a proper tool to kickstart her designs. It would have been the perfect gift. But when her parents handed her an envelope, Maya felt the air leave her chest. It was empty. We decided to give your gift to Alana instead, her mother said, her tone flat, almost rehearsed. You don't deserve anything, Maya. You never bring us pride the way she does. Mama, Papa, how could you? She thought, staring at the blank paper as if it might suddenly transform into something more. Alana, of course, walked in later, hugging the very laptop that should have been hers. She smiled, radiant and untouchable, like the world had always belonged to her. Maya felt her throat tighten. This isn't just unfair, it's cruel. That night, Maya packed a single bag. She didn't look back. She vowed to herself, I will never let anyone decide my worth again. I will make my life, even if I must do it alone. The first few months on her own were grueling. Maya lived in a small, run-down apartment, the kind with peeling paint and a bathroom that always smelled faintly of mildew. She took every job she could, waitressing, freelance design tasks, tutoring, anything to cover rent and food. Exhaustion became a constant companion. Some nights, she cried quietly on her threadbare mattress, wondering if she was making the right choices. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe they were right. The thought would linger for a few seconds, just long enough to make her chest ache, before she would push it aside.
No.
I am enough. I will prove it, not to them, but to myself. It was during these long, lonely nights that she found her first friends. Lila was her classmate in design school, confident, outspoken, fiercely ambitious. You're amazing, Maya. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, Lila would say, dragging her to workshops, competitions, and online forums. Ryan, a photographer with an eye for detail and a patient demeanor, became her collaborator and, eventually, her closest confidant. Together, they pushed Maya to submit work to online competitions and small design firms. Maybe, just maybe, I can do this, Maya would whisper to herself late at night, sketching logos and graphics under the soft glow of her desk lamp. By the end of her first year in college, Maya had started building a portfolio. It wasn't much, just a few small projects for local businesses, but she treated each one with care and professionalism. Every completed design felt like a tiny victory. Every thank you from a client reinforced her belief. I am capable. I am talented. I am worthy. Alana, on the other hand, began to show cracks in her perfect exterior. Maya heard through mutual acquaintances that Alana was struggling with deadlines, mismanaging scholarship funds, and constantly seeking her parents' intervention. Maya didn't feel glee, just quiet vindication. Life has a way of balancing itself, she thought. Over the next 3 years, Maya's portfolio expanded. She won small competitions, then medium ones, and eventually her work caught the eye of a boutique design firm looking for fresh, creative talent. She traveled for clients, attended networking events, and slowly carved a space for herself in the design world. Each success felt like a brick in a wall she was building between herself and her past pain. Through it all, her bond with Lila and Ryan deepened. Lila was relentless in reminding Maya of her worth, often sending encouraging messages in the middle of the night. "You're going to change the world, Maya. Don't ever forget that." Ryan, patient and observant, became more than a friend. "He sees me, truly sees me," Maya realized one evening as they reviewed a project together. Their connection grew slowly, built on trust, respect, and shared creative vision. Love became part of her story, not just career success. Maybe love can exist without betrayal. Maybe I can trust someone completely. It was a thought she savored quietly, like a hidden victory. 3 years after that devastating birthday, Maya received a call. Her mother's voice trembled over the line. "Maya, we need your help. Alana's tuition, she might lose her scholarship. We know you're doing well, and we hoped you could help." Maya's grip on the phone tightened. "The same people who told me I deserve nothing, now they want my help?" She paused, letting silence stretch for dramatic effect. "I'll think about it," she said finally, her voice calm, betraying none of the storm inside. When Maya walked back to her childhood home, everything seemed unchanged. The faded wallpaper, the creaking stairs, the scent of old furniture. It was as if time had paused here while she was gone. But she had changed. Every step she took was confident, deliberate, measured. "I am not the scared girl I was. I am not invisible anymore." Her parents met her at the door. Their eyes were wide, brows knitted with guilt and uncertainty. "So this is what regret looks like," Maya thought quietly. Their forced smiles faltered under the weight of her presence. Alana ran to her, clutching the laptop that once belonged to Maya, her face wet with tears. "Maya, please. I don't know what to do," she begged. Maya took a moment, letting her gaze sweep over the room, over the very space where she had once felt small and unseen. "This was my world too, once. And now I've outgrown it." Her mother spoke, voice quivering. "We were wrong, Maya. Please help us. We need you." Maya raised her hand, stopping them mid-sentence. The room went silent, as though even the walls were holding their breath. She looked first at Alana, then at her parents, and finally spoke, her voice calm, measured, and undeniable. "You said I didn't deserve anything. And now you want what I worked for?" "No. I built my life without you. I owe you nothing. I am done being the child who needed their approval. I am done being invisible. I am done being small." And with that, she turned and walked out, leaving them staring after her, stunned, powerless, and ashamed. Back in her apartment, Maya was greeted by the familiar warmth of Lila and Ryan. Lila had a mischievous grin plastered across her face. "So, how was it to see the whole sorry family crumble?" she teased, offering a cup of steaming coffee. Maya smiled faintly, a mix of relief and quiet triumph. "It was freeing," she said. "Finally, I can breathe." Ryan set a hand on her shoulder, gentle, grounding. "You've earned every bit of this, Maya. And now you can build even more, without anyone telling you you're not enough." Maya nodded, eyes drifting to her glowing computer screen where her latest project, a branding campaign for a major client, was almost ready for submission. "This is my world now. My rules. My victories." The weeks that followed brought Maya a sense of liberation she hadn't felt in years. She immersed herself in work, friendships, and her growing relationship with Ryan. Every day was a reminder that she was creating something permanent, something that belonged to her and no one else. Her career soared. She began to receive international attention for her designs, and her clients spoke highly of her creativity and professionalism. With each success, Maya felt the quiet satisfaction of earning her place in the world on her own terms. Her relationship with Ryan blossomed, built not on infatuation but on mutual respect, trust, and shared dreams. They traveled together for work assignments, explored creative projects side by side, and supported each other in ways Maya had only ever imagined. Maybe love doesn't have to hurt. Maybe trust is real. Meanwhile, her parents' attempts to contact her dwindled. Every message was met with polite silence. I no longer need them. They've lost the right to dictate my worth. Maya often found herself thinking back to the day they gave her gift to Alana. At first, the memory was raw and painful. She would replay her mother's words over and over in her mind. You don't deserve anything. But over time, she realized that pain had been the catalyst for everything that followed. If they hadn't pushed me away, I might never have discovered my own strength. If they hadn't doubted me, I might never have reached this far. She also thought of Alana. I feel for her in a way. She was given everything and never learned how to fight for herself. But I am not responsible for her growth. And with that clarity, Maya felt an almost cinematic sense of completion. She had survived betrayal, heartbreak, and neglect. She had built a life of wealth, independence, and meaningful relationships. She had finally become the woman she was always meant to be. Maya's story didn't end with confrontation or revenge. She continued to grow, taking on larger clients, mentoring young designers, and establishing her own small creative studio. She remained grounded, always remembering her beginnings, the late nights, the empty envelopes, the sting of being overlooked. Those experiences were now part of her foundation. I am proof that self-worth doesn't come from others. It comes from within. Ryan proposed a collaboration that would merge their talents into a worldwide branding and media venture. Maya accepted, smiling, knowing that this was more than success. It was fulfillment, love, and partnership on her own terms. And though her parents watched from afar, she no longer cared. They had missed the chance to be part of her life when it mattered. Now, Maya's life was full, vibrant, and completely hers. I am enough. I am strong. I am proud. And nothing they say or do can ever change that. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn on your notification for more videos. See you soon.